My name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We are here because we want to learn algebra. Today is our lesson number 136. Day 136, we are in the process of solving word problems from day 101 through 200. Today is our 36th day. Let's see what we have for today. A rocket, we are told, travels m miles in h hours. The question simply is, what is its speed in feet per second? And we are given here, we are given the fact that 3 feet equal 1 yard and 1,760 yard equals 1 mile. We are given this information because I realize that the rest of the world has long ago moved on with the metric system, unlike the Americans. So if you're watching it outside the US, you might not know what the hell a mile is or how many feet make a yard and so forth. So here's some information for you that you're going to need in terms of solving the problem. Don't be annoyed by these yards and miles and so forth. It's just an exercise in algebra. The fact that you do not use those units in where you live, it doesn't matter. Just use it. Do it purely for the purpose of exercises, for the sole purpose of exercise in algebra. A rocket travels m miles in h hours. M miles in h hour. You know what would be interesting would be to redo this problem into metric. We might do that. Exact same problem, but redo it in metric, where the question would be, a rocket travels k kilometers in h hour. What is the speed in meter per second? That will be a good exercise. We might do that. One never knows. But right now we have a rocket travels in m miles in h hour. What is the speed in feet per second? 3 feet, we are told, makes 1 yard, and 1,760 yard make 1 mile. So how do we go about doing it? Let's take a look. Pause the video at this point if you like, solve it yourself, and then once you have the answer you can resume it and then compare the work, your work, with the work that we are about to do together. Here's the solution. We know that it takes h hours to go m miles. H hours to go m miles, we are told that. Which means it must take 1 hour. It must take 1 hour to go m over h miles. For example, if it takes 2 hours to go a certain number of miles, then in 1 hour we'll go half the distance. If it takes 2 hours to go 10 miles, then 1 hour should give us 5 miles, which is 10 over 2. If it takes 3 hours to go 18 miles, if it takes 3 hours to go 18 miles, then in 1 hour we must go 18 over 3 or 6 miles. If it takes 4 hours to go 20 miles, then in 1 hour we must go 20 over 4. See, 20 over 4, m over h miles in 1 hour. Now the question is, what is the speed per second? So let's first convert this 1 hour into 1 second. So in 1 second, we must go, how many seconds in an hour? There are 60 minutes in 1 hour and 60 seconds in 1 minute. 3,600. So in 1 second we must go 3,600th amount of distance, m over 3,600 over h miles. Because an hour is 3,600 seconds. So in 1 second we'll go 3,600th the amount of distance. So that gives us how many miles we travel in 1 second. The question is how many feet. How do you convert miles into feet? Well, this many yards and this many yards make 1 mile, and this 1 yard has 3 feet, so it's 3 times that amount. So in 1 second we will go m times 3 feet times 1,760 yards over h times 360 feet. That is your answer. That's our final answer. That is our final answer. Let's put it on the side here. Let's put it on the side here. And let's simplify it. Let's simplify it. This 3 drops out with this 36, making it 1200. This 0 drops out with that guy. Now we have to take care of this 120 over 176. 176 over 120. 176 over 120 is what we're left with. 176 over 120. Let's simplify it. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14, so it doesn't go into 3. Let's divide by 2 first. 16 divided by 2 is 8, and the remaining one goes here, becomes 16. It gives us 8, and this gives us 60. Let's go one more round, divide top and bottom by 2. This gives us 44, this gives us 30. Let's go one more round, top and bottom, divide by 2. This gives us 22, this gives us 15. So that's what we get, 22 over 15. So this boils down to m over h times 22 over 15, or 22m over 15h. That is the final answer, 22m over 15h. That's how many feet the rocket goes in a second. That is our final answer. Now we need to verify that answer. How do we verify this answer? How do we make sure that this is the correct answer? By plugging in numbers in the numbers for the variables in the problem, redoing the problem in an arithmetic way, and see if we get the same answer. Let's do it together. I need a room. I need lots of room, so I need to erase stuff. What should we plug in? How fast do you want to go? Let's go. Let's go 10,000. Let's pretend that the rocket goes 10,000 miles every 3 hours. So now the question reads, a rocket travels 10,000 miles every 3 hours. What is the speed in feet per second? Now we're going to redo this problem. This is no longer an algebra problem. This is no longer an algebraic problem. It is an arithmetic problem because we're dealing with numbers. 10,000 miles in 3 hours. How many feet per second? We already know that we have 1760 times 3 feet per mile. Let's redo it. As I said, I need the room, so I'm going to erase stuff. So here's the solution for this problem. $10,000 miles in 3 hours. Which means we'll go third of this distance in 1 hour. How do you convert hours into second? Well, we'll go 10,000 over 3 times 1 over 36 miles in 1 second. But we don't want to go miles. We want to go feet. So in order to convert this miles into feet, this 1 mile has to be replaced by 3 times 1760. There you go, that's our final answer. 10,000 over 3, which is your m over h. 10,000 over 3, which is our m over h, times 3 times 1760 over 3600. So if you were to simplify this thing, it will actually boil down to this, but we don't have to do anything because this is what we have. What we have here is our m times h, which is this part. 10,000 is our m, 3 is our h, so it's m over h, which is this part here, and then 3 times 1760 over 3600 is the exact same answer. Except if we were to take our time and reduce it, it will reduce to 22 over 15 because we have just done that. It's the same answer. And that's all there is. So the final answer was the rocket will travel 22 m over 15 h. 22 m over 15 h feet per second. Now something like this, believe it or not, if something like this, a problem such as this one, will appear in the very hard section. It will appear as a hard problem. It doesn't matter whether you're sitting there and taking the SAT or the GRE or GMAT. Algebra problems do appear obviously on those exams, and something like this will appear as a hard problem, and you will have 5 answer choices, and obviously you have to pick the one, you have to recognize the one that is the right answer, and the right answer will look like this. It will say 22 m over 15 h, which looks nothing like what the problem says, because the problem simply reads a rocket travels m miles in h hour, and the question simply is what is the speed in feet per second, and people see this. That's all it is, and a vast majority of the people will have a lot of trouble going from that to that, but this is the process. I will see you tomorrow on day number 137. Okay, let me quickly take. Well, we'll see. You'll see. Like I said, I might even decide to do the same problem tomorrow in the metric system. So in the metric system, the problem will read like this: a rocket travels k kilometers in h hours. Instead of m miles, we'll have k kilometers. And the question simply would be, what is the speed in meter per second? Why don't you do it yourself as a homework? Do the exact same problem in the metric system before you watch the next video, day number 137. Okay, I'll see you then. Okay, bye bye.